Misunderstandings in relationships are usual, with friends, family, with your partner. Add to that mix a bilingual component and you are in for a very interesting cocktail. I'm Gabriela Encina, licensed psychologist and expat, and this is the Expat Life You Want, a channel for expats and internationals. If you are in a bilingual relationship, this video is for you. And stay until the end, where I share 4 tips to navigate and even save your bilingual relationship. Are you ready? Let's go! Language disagreements in bilingual couples are very, very common. And little tiny things can become a very, very big fight if we are not aware of those nuances. Especially if both are fluent in the common language of the couple, it can be tricky and we can forget that differences are there. Even if we are fluent in the language, nuances and little tiny differences can make the whole difference. So never forget that even if you are completely fluent in the language, there are still things like dialect, like tone, like a local language that it can escape from you. Don't forget that, and don't forget for your partner it's the same thing. The other thing is, we as expats, as internationals, are more exposed and more vulnerable to difficult emotions. So in the heat of a discussion, if we misunderstand something that our partner said, or vice versa, if our partner misunderstands something that we said and didn't meant that way, that little drop can become into a, waterfall if we are not cautious about that. Okay, and I will share with you these 4 tips to be cautious and also to remind yourself how important it is to communicate effectively, not only from love and from caring about the other, but actually efficient, to say what you really want to say and to be sure that the other person understood exactly what you meant. Okay, that is valid for all kinds of relationships, but especially for bilingual relationships because we have the language component there. Okay, are you ready for the tips? Yes, let's begin. How to save your bilingual relationship. Tip number 1. Always remember your partner is not your enemy. It's difficult when we are fighting, you're arguing, you're discussing something important for you. It's difficult to stay rational and not to be emotional about it. It's fine, your emotions are important, but this person in front of you that you are arguing with is the person you love and the person who loves you. So even if you think that your partner said something hurtful, think twice. Maybe it wasn't meant that way. Maybe it was a language misunderstanding. So don't jump into the conclusion that he or she said something to hurt you. Put it in the benefit of the doubt right away and ask, did you mean what you say or did you mean something else? Ask. I know it's difficult, I know in the heat of the moment you can forget, but try not to. Have a reminder in your brain that this person loves you and is not your enemy. Tip number 2, make sure you deliver the message as clearly as possible. Be sure that the person understood exactly what you wanted to say. Ask, re-ask, pick a dictionary with synonyms or draw. I know it sounds funny, but that's the only way you can be sure that important message that you want to deliver is going to arrive to the person clearly. So if that's a really important thing to say or a really important matter to discuss, be clear. Ask, re-ask if your partner understood what you meant. Okay, tip number 3. Have a common word to stop escalation. I know my tips are interesting and really helpful, but sometimes you are so into the discussion that you forget this. I understand that. But escalations are counterproductive, especially if they began with a misunderstanding. So, agree on a word before any argument. Agree with your partner about a word that will stop right away the escalation of the discussion. So if you feel like it's too much, like you can't express yourself the way you want to, or vice versa, if you feel that something's wrong in this discussion and you don't know how to express yourself, or you are not understanding what your partner is saying, then say the word that you agreed upon before. So with this word, you are going to stop, like right away, the discussion. You are going to one side, he or she is going to the other side, and you pause. Take deep breaths, and when you're calmer, you can come back and keep on the discussion or the argument or the conversation. It should be something really easy to remember, a fruit, a vegetable, something you both agreed upon, and you say this word, you stop, you calm yourself, and then you come back and resume the discussion. Or not. But this stop shield, this alarm of no, right now, no, it's not convenient to keep going with the discussion, it can save any relationship, but especially a bilingual or multilingual relationship. So have your word, a word that's only for you and your partner. Tip number 4, find your language as a couple. Yes, this is a very beautiful one. You are building a new language. He or she is bringing her or his language. You are bringing yours. And together you are developing a language as a couple. You are integrating both languages, both cultures, both traditions. And this is you. Your relationship is a cultural entity. And it's unique and it's beautiful. Developing your own private language is fun, it develops the sense of complicity, and is unique. So it strengthens the bond between you two. It allows you to communicate better and more effectively as a couple, and your language evolves along the relationship. So it develops and it grows with your relationship. So, what tips are you going to apply today in your bilingual relationship? I'm sure this is going to be useful for you and your partner. Let me know here below in the comments what tips are you using, or if you have new tips to share with the community. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel to receive the notifications of my latest videos, always filled with insights, tips, and reflections about expat life, the expat life you want. I'm Gabriela Encina, and I'm a licensed psychologist, and I offer online counseling for expats and women living abroad. So don't hesitate and contact me if you have any questions, or if you want to book a 30-minute free consultation. You can do it in the links down below. I'm going to link also a blog article that I wrote about this, also in the links below. And don't forget, I'm by your side. See you in the next video. Have a lovely day.